talk more about this now with retired U.S. Navy Commander Kirk Lippold, former commanding officer of the USS Cold. Commander, thank you for your time this morning. So Zelenskyy offering to resign for peace in Ukraine or NATO membership, but with NATO looking like it's off the table, what do you think he's ultimately pushing for with his comments?
Good morning, Markie. I think at the end of the day, Ukraine wants security guarantees, not assurances like we got under President Clinton, but guarantees that their territorial integrity for whatever gets negotiated at the end is going to be guaranteed and backed up by Europe and the United States to prevent Russia from ever doing what they've done now.
And President Trump says the U.S. is, quote, pretty close to a deal with Ukraine for access to its rare earth minerals. Take a quick listen to what he had to say.
Europe gave it in the form of a loan. They get their money back. We gave it in the form of nothing, so I want them to give us something for all of the money that we put up.
But Zelenskyy is disputing that an agreement is near and says that U.S. aid was a grant, not a debt. But, Commander, would some type of deal for these minerals give Ukraine leverage here, you think?
Absolutely. I think President Zelenskyy needs to take a step back and look at the larger picture. While it may have been a grant, that grant saved his country. Now, while President Biden failed to give President Zelenskyy what he needed when he needed it to push Ukraine back to the borders, which is clearly a major failure. By the same token, it may have been a grant. Zelenskyy needs to come to the table and say, how can I develop these resources in a manner that not only gives the United States the money back for what we put forth to save his country, but also helps develop them so that they can go through the reconstruction, which is going to cost hundreds of billions of dollars to rebuild Ukraine.
We've been talking about all these, negotiations, conversations that are currently ongoing. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Ukraine will be involved in talks when real negotiations happen. So what do you think Russia will or should ultimately have to give up on their side?
I think ultimately what Russia is going to have to give up is that Ukraine's territorial integrity will be respected into the future. And while NATO membership may not happen for the current time, it may be on the table in the future, but the security guarantees have to be there. At the end of the day, Russia needs to understand that this type of action and the actions by Putin, which make him a murderous war criminal, he must be held to account, as do the Russian people for allowing him to do it.
Commander, before I let you go, do you think the end to this war is imminent?
I'm not sure it's imminent, Markie, but I think that over the next several months, you're going to see hard negotiations take place. I would hate to see the Trump administration continue to attempt to get Putin rehabilitated in the eyes of the world. I think that he still needs to be held accountable, but I think ultimately we will end up with a peace agreement that probably neither side is going to be happy with. But at the end of the day, we will see peace and security in Ukraine.
We'll see where this heads from here and what this week has in store. Commander Kirk Lippold, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.